Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles per hour with DRS assistance down the back straight before the cars brake into the tight hairpin at turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Hülkenberg, Gabriel Bortoleto and Hadjar, Hamilton, Leclerc, Ocon and Carlos Sainz, Piastri, Stroll, Liam Lawson and Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Behrman, Yuki Tsunoda and Alex Albon, Michael Schumacher, Jackson, Antonelli and Cali Meyer rounds off the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. Look, we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish, but let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Big pressure at the start of the race, Crofty, for all of them up and down the grid, no matter where you are. But the drivers these days, they practice, practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
Here we go then, the formation lap is underway ahead of today's sprint. As all the cars take their positions on the grid, the final preparations have been made, and all that's left is for the drivers to deliver on track.
There's serious damage to the underbody. Repeat, serious damage to the underbody.
So with the sprint concluded, join us next time for qualifying and of course the main event, this weekend's Formula One Grand Prix. We'll see you next time. Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying. It's time again then for Formula One in Shanghai. Northwest of the thriving city of over 24 million people is a circuit that first featured in the championship calendar back in 2004. It played host to Formula One's 1000th Grand Prix back in 2019. Shanghai International Circuit then is a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience. The flat, open to the elements location, test their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and they're available into turn 1 and down the kilometre-long back straight into turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Albon, Max Verstappen and Ocon, Hadjar, Russell, Michael Schumacher and Callie Mayer, Stroll, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso and Antonelli, Hülkenberg, Sainz, Aiden Jackson and Yuki Tsunoda, Gasly, Behrman, Bortoletto and Liam Lawson rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that there's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday, but in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, Crofty. You know, the cars have got bigger, they're heavier, but critically, there's more downforce to play with as well now. There was around 4 tons of downforce on the car at 300 kilometers an hour when I drove. You're now looking more towards 5 tons of downforce. So there's a big difference in performance. But because of that, the car being heavier and bigger, you've got to drive in a smoother way. You've got to look after it a bit more. You've got to nurse it through the slow speed corners more. They were much more nimble, agile machines when I drove in Formula 1 compared to now.
Here we go then, the formation lap is underway and the track temperature looks warm. That may or may not play into some of the team's hands in today's race. So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. The question I'm asking is which teams have got it right, which ones have got it horribly wrong?
Come on, you can win that place back. flag. Systems all looking good, head down. Okay, safety car deployed, safety car's been deployed. Watch your delta, make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack. Okay mate, that's it, go, go, go. Perfect job from you and the crew there mate, we're delighted with that. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. Right, let's pick up the pace a touch, please. We need to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead. Okay, clear. Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres. You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 5/10 a lap. Okay, Michael, that's Alonso behind. We want to keep them behind, please. This is super critical for our strategy. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Okay, good work. Great pass. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 1.9 seconds. All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Here's the checkered flag. The fans rise to their feet. It's Lando Norris for victory.
A great display of dominance today, Crofty, by this driver. They led from lights out to the flag at the end, led every lap of the race. Brilliant stuff by them, and excited to see what more they can do in future races.
It's time to bring out the bubbly and spray it around. It's our podium celebrations. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win today for Lando Norris. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.